Hey guys, welcome to your next January class. Today we're going to be focusing on rocket yoga. Don't be alarmed by the name. Essentially, rocket yoga derives from Ashtanga yoga, and it was kind of created in the 80s by a guy called Larry. I think he was based in LA, and he basically wanted to break the rules of Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga is very disciplined, and traditionally you wouldn't be able to progress to the next level of poses, the next set of sequences, until you could perform each asana perfectly. So obviously that was fairly limiting to most people. So Larry decided to break the rules, and he formulated a new sequence which kind of involved different types of poses from 3 different series of the Ashtanga system. So some of them are going to be more familiar from the primary series. So you have your warriors, your sun salutations, and then he kind of added in these more challenging, more advanced asanas. So we kind of play with arm balances, inversions, a little bit more fast pace, quick flows in succession. We add in binds. So essentially we just kind of embellish the poses that we already know. So that's what we're going to play with today. I suggest that you have a little bit of space around you if you can. Don't worry if you're limited to your mat, just be mindful when you're kind of moving around. And we're going to begin in a child's pose. So when you're ready, let's meet there. Take the knees wide apart, stretch the hands forwards, and just allow yourself to settle down with the forehead onto the mat. Take your time in child's pose to position your body so that you feel grounded. Take the adjustments that feel natural to you. So by now, you've been practicing with us for 3 weeks. Hopefully you can start to feel these self-adjustments that need to happen in order to ground into your own body. Especially at the beginning of the practice, it's so important that we find stillness, that we connect to our breath before we start to move. So taking a deep breath in through the nose, feeling the belly expand, and then allowing the breath to escape through the lips on the exhale. And breathe all the breath, full body expanded. And an audible sigh as you release the breath through the mouth. Take one more, don't be afraid to be vocal. As you inhale, draw the energy in. As you exhale, let go. Lovely. From here, let's bring the body forward. So lifting yourself up away from the ground. Fingers spread wide. So we're not going to take long in our grounded floor postures. We're going to get straight into the flow. So from here, just tuck the toes, and as and when you're ready, start to press back with the hips, lifting the knees. Coming into a downward facing dog. So again, take your time padding the hands and the feet around until you find that distance that feels correct in your body. Then bring awareness to your arms supporting the rest of the body, pressing down into the mat. Your arms are acting almost like your pillars, guiding the hips up and away from you. And there's real spaciousness through the spine as you send the sit bone to the tailbone, up and away. And then bring your awareness to the heels, the backs of the legs. Maybe it feels good to bend one leg, straighten the other, and then swap sides, take a breath there. And then straighten both legs, heels down towards the mat. Belly draws in as you engage Uddiyana Bandha, this central lock. So we explore the bandhas quite a lot in rocket yoga. We have Mula Bandha, which is our pelvic floor. So lifting up through the pelvic floor if you can throughout the whole practice. Uddiyana Bandha, which is engaging through your lower belly, so drawing belly button in towards the spine. Jalandhara Bandha, allowing Ujjayi breath to connect to your practice. Mahabandha, all three central bandha locks engaged. Take an inhale, look towards the top of the mat, and then tiptoe the feet up towards the hands. Allow yourself to arrive in a ragdoll position. Take whatever position you need here. Maybe it's a little bounce in the knees or a sway. Maybe you take hold of elbows or the back of the head. Whatever you feel to release across the back and the spine. Stay with your breath and then release the hands down. As you inhale, bring the hands to shins. Lengthen out through the legs as you lift up halfway. So really feel the spine lengthen to its fullest capacity. Then as you exhale, folding in, releasing the top of the head down for Uttanasana. Inhale, press the ground away, straighten the legs as you rise the arms, lift the gaze, hands in prayer, and exhale, release the hands to heart center. Find Tadasana, Samastitihi, so you're standing at the top of your mat. Your drishti, your focus is forwards, starting to engage with your breath. Standing as tall as you can, full body engaged. And then we move through Surya Namaskar A, traditional sun salutations. Take an inhale, bend the legs. Inhale, reaching the hands up, the palms kiss at the top. Exhale, let's fold forwards from the hips, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands to shins, shoulders away from ears, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to floor. Let's step back to high plank. Take a breath here as you get long across the back body. And then exhale, lower knees, lower chest and chin. So practicing for our Chaturanga by having the knees on the floor, focusing on the arms drawing in. Untuck the toes as the pelvis drops forwards. We lift the chest, draw the shoulders back and down. On the exhale, release, fold down. Tuck toes, press back through a mini child's pose, hips to heels. And then lifting up into your downward facing dog. Fingers spread wide, taking the breath to prepare as you inhale, gazing forwards. So looking where we're traveling, lift knees, or lift heels rather, bend knees, step or take a little hop to the front of your mat. Inhale again, hands to shins, long spine. Exhale, fold in a little bit deeper, face down to shins. Bend the knees as you rise the hands up. Ardha Hastasana, and exhale. Release the hands back in front of the chest. Palms drop forwards. Samastitihi. Again, breathing in. Bend the knees, lift the hands up. Exhale, tip forwards, forward fold. Inhale, this time try to keep the fingertips on the floor as you lift halfway. Exhale, palms down, left and right foot back. High plank, breathe in. Exhale, this time full Chaturanga. So if you can, lower one straight line, keep the belly drawing in, pause halfway. And then inhale, come onto the top of the toes as you lift the chest into upward dog. Exhale, toes tuck, hips go back and up. Ardha Mukha Svanasana, down dog. So normally we would hold it here for 3 breaths, but we are getting a move on today. So take an inhale, lift the heels. Bend and soften the knees, step, jump, or even try to catch yourself in a little float as the feet come forwards to the hands. Inhale, breath lifts us halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rise up. Stand tall. Exhale, release. Tadasana. One more. Inhale, reach up. Gaze at your thumbs as you exhale, folding down. Uddiyana Bandha engaged. Inhale, lengthen. This time, keep the palms flat. Just lift the chest away from the legs. Exhale, if you can, start to jump the feet back. Catch yourself in your Chaturanga. Inhale, press the ground away. Shoulders roll back. Exhale, downward dog. Find your down dog. Connect the hands and feet and stay there for 3 breaths. Inhale, 1. And exhale through the nose. Inhale, 2. And exhale. Inhale, 3. And let it go. Exhale. Now as you breathe in, lift the gaze, lift the heels, bend the knees, step, jump, bunny hop to the top of the mat. Feet land, chest rises halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, return to center, Tadasana Samastitihi. Beautiful work from here. Bend the knees. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Lift the gaze between the hands. Sit the hips back, bend into your legs a little bit more. As you exhale, straighten out the legs, fold back in. Maybe the backs of the legs are a little bit warmer now. Then inhale again, palms flat on the floor, lift halfway, or maybe a quarter of the way. And then exhale, jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, breath, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, breath, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath in as you lift the right leg high. Keep pressing the ground away with the hands. Step your right foot between the hands and drop down onto the back knee. Lovely work. As you inhale, rise the hands up and take Kali Mudra. So you're interlacing all your fingers except for thumb and index finger. Then wiggle the arms back. Stretch the fingertips or the index finger and thumb back. Maybe slightly lift the chin. So coming into slight back bend, but lifting out of the chest. So not dumping into your lower spine. Keep pressing the ground away with the right foot. Another breath, inhale. As you exhale, tuck the back toe. Here comes the challenge. Press down strongly into the legs. Can you lift the back knee? So try to focus on the strength coming from even the left quad. That left quad is engaged, the right quad is engaged. If it's too much, just tuck the back toe. Hold here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lower down gently. Okay, release your right hand behind you, somewhere onto that back leg if you can, and the left hand drops forwards. The back of your left hand meets the outside of the right knee, and then sink forwards. Turn the body to the right, drop the shoulders away from the ears, and add a twist. Breathing calmly. Nice. Sinking down into the hips, warming up your body. And then, as you inhale, rise the hands back up. As you exhale, tuck the back toe, and then lift the back knee as you rise into Crescent Lunge. Stretch into the left leg, extend, press the left heel behind you, lengthen, another inhale, reach up through the fingertips. As you exhale, step forwards, bringing the hands to heart center, balancing on one leg, and then take this left leg through, flex the foot, cross it over the top of the right knee, sit back for your figure 4 standing. Now lift the chest and the shoulders back, try not to fold forwards just yet. Feel the lift through the crown of the head. Palms are just lightly touching. Take another breath. And then maybe you want to stretch the hands forwards as you fold down. You can stay here, breathing nice and calmly, or release the hands to the floor. If you're down on the floor with the palms, this is maybe one for more seasoned, experienced practitioners, but as it's rocket, I'm going to throw it in there. Palms can come down to the floor. Left toes tuck over around the right tricep. And then you're using the back of the arms as a shelf as you drop the left shin down onto the back of the arms. You might need to scoot the right foot back so you have space to lean into the fingertips. Keep pulling the hips up. Keep broadening out through the back. And then lean forwards, look forwards. Maybe the right foot lifts off the floor. Hold it here, bent or straight leg for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release. Whew, if you're still in figure 4, good job. Everybody straighten the standing leg. Release the left foot. Tadasana. Lovely. Inhale. Chair pose. Find the pose first. Then exhale, straighten the legs and fold out of the pose. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, vinyasa. Move with your breath. The inhale lifts the chest forwards. The exhale drives the hips back. As you breathe in, lift the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot forwards. Arriving on the back knee, inhale, Anjaneyasana. So rise the hands up, Kali Mudra with the hands, find the bind, and then wiggle the shoulders back. Find some space across the chest. As you lift the chin, sink forwards. Maybe there's a back bend. Keep stretching the fingertips back, maybe add even more of a stretch. Nice. And then inhale, come back up to center, tuck the back toe, press the ground away as you rise off the back leg. Keep the energy lifting up, driving up through the hands, down through the feet though, through that left foot, energy through the right quad for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the right knee. Drop the right hand forwards with the palm facing away from the leg. Left hand behind you. As you inhale, shoulders down. As you exhale, lean and twist to the left. Breathe. And inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, tuck the back toe. Inhale, rise. Crescent lunge. Keep the belly drawing in. Sides of the waist get longer for 3, for 2, and for 1. As you exhale, palms meet, hands to press. Step forwards, shoot the right leg through, cross it over the left leg. That right foot is flexed. And then bend the knee, the standing leg. Sit the hips back in space as you lift the chest, draw the shoulders back and down. Feeling this nice big stretch on the outer glute and hip. Maybe that's where you stay. Or stretch the hands forwards. Nice position to stay in. Hips go back, fingertips forwards, chest lowers and bows down towards the right foot. Option to take the arm balance if it's in your practice, if you feel warm enough. Palms down, hook the right toes. The trick for this is keep looking forwards. Try not to look down at the feet. Shift and move that left foot back so you have space to lean into the pose. Keep the arms like Chaturanga. Energy through the fingertips. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Left foot lands. Inhale. If you're in the arm balance, rise back to the same position as your figure 4. And then inhale, release, exhale, hands come down, Tadasana. That was just the warm-up. So let's get into the standing section. Take a breather, standing at the top of the mat. As you inhale, bend the knees, sweep the hands past the floor, chair pose. Now sit the hips back, lift the gaze up between the hands. Breathe here, 3 breaths. Inhale 1, exhale 1. Feel the ground underneath the soles of the feet. Inhale 2, lift the drishti up between the fingertips. Exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 3. Really nice. Now from here, release the hands behind you as you drop the belly down towards the thighs. So a slightly lower variation of Utkatasana. Then lift the heels away from the floor so you're balancing on the tip toes. As you inhale, stretch the hands forwards. Then interlace the hands, the fingers, and press the palms away from you. Inhale again here. Then as you exhale, sink the hips down to heels. Lift and rise the belly away from the legs. As you inhale, lift the hips, stay on the toes. Face is parallel to the mat. And as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale one more time. Exhale, heels lower this time. Hands release to the mat. Traditional rocket, you will take a crow pose. So crow, knees to triceps, triceps to knees. Look forwards, round into the upper back. One heel or one toe. Then the other foot, heels up towards the glutes. Crow pose or crane pose by straightening out the arms. If that's not you, take the feet a little bit wider, toes facing out. Option to take Malasana. Malasana is a really nice alternative. And you can just sway through the feet, left to right, working into the groin, You can take any variation of Malasana, maybe adding a little twist and opening through the arms, maybe adding a bind. If you're still in crow pose, maybe you want to experiment with taking it into tripod headstand. If you're in tripod headstand from your crow pose, you can then come back to crow pose, taking the knees down to the triceps, press the ground away, lift the head, and then you can either shoot the legs back or step the legs back. People in Malasana also bring the hands to the floor, step or jump the legs back. Chaturanga. Inhale, breath, upward dog. Exhale, breath, downward dog. Nice work. Take a breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale again through the nose and maybe out through the mouth. Let it go. Blow off some steam. You're doing a great job. You're also stronger than you think you are. From here, lift the right leg. Three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right leg, the right foot between the hands. Ground your left heel as you inhale, lift up into warrior one. So your chest is forwards, your hips, your pelvis are forwards. Reach up through the hands, inhale. As you exhale, take it into warrior two. Find the pose, immediately find stillness, lock your drishti. Another breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, lean forwards over the right leg. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand down to the shin or to the inside of the leg. Left hand up. Triangle pose, look up. Opposite energies reaching down and up at the same time. See if you bring awareness to your left foot. Press the left foot down into the mat and see if you can then feel the stretch across the left front of your hip, your upper leg into your waist. So notice how the body is connected. Another breath here. And then exhale, look down. Left hand come to the outside of the right foot. Now, guys, feel free to shuffle the feet around here. So you might want to step the left foot in and slightly out to the left to allow you to realign the pelvis. So in your own self-adjustment, allow the right hip to pull back and the left hip to pull forwards. Then take the left hand to the outside of the right foot or to your shin or a block. Right hand to your sacrum. Take a breath in to lengthen. And then exhale, add the twist. Look towards the right, staying as stable on your feet as you can. Maybe lift the right hand up for the full expression of Pavrita twisted triangle pose. Pavrita Uttita Trikonasana. That's the one. Looking up towards your right hand, take a breath in, pull the right hip back, and then exhale, both hands to the ground. Untwist, nice. Left foot travels on a big step towards the back of your mat. Right hand comes up to be supported on the right thigh, and then circle the left hand forwards. Extended side angle. So notice the left side of my body, the line that's being created. See if you can do the same. So rather than this arm traveling all over the place, one straight line, and then focus on energizing up through that line. You can keep this right hand here, or you can drop it down to the inside of the right foot. Option to stay here or add the bind. The left hand comes behind the back, the right hand drops underneath the right leg, and then the hands maybe connect. Think about unraveling the left shoulder, looking up towards the sky. 3, stay strong. Believe in yourself for 2, and for 1. Lovely. From here, we're going to take the hands to the floor, turn to face forwards, and then step back. Now, you can either take a traditional vinyasa, but something I like to do that I've adopted from one of my favorite teachers is to add a press up. So we can exhale down, inhale, rise back up. Then we drop the knees and we make it a little bit flowy, send the hips back, look forwards. And then as you drop onto forearms and elbows, you kind of scoot the chest forwards, lift the toes off the floor, and then press the ground away as you slide into up dog. Thighs and knees lift off the ground. Exhale, down dog. From your down dog, step down 1 elbow and 2 elbows. Dolphin pose. So I'm going to come out of the pose just so that I can instruct without losing my breath entirely. So in your dolphin pose, have the palms flat. Have the hands in line with the elbows directly under the shoulders. Try to keep the head off the floor. And then think about sending the hips back. So quite a nice thing to do if you're not familiar with dolphin pose is to actually bend the knees, and then you can tiptoe the feet a little bit closer so that you're stacking shoulders over elbows. Keep pressing down through the forearms though. So really, really super strong through your upper body, through your upper back. Hold here for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees, untuck toes, and then just sit back on the heels, hands rest on the thighs. Allow the drishti to be internal, so close your eyes and breathe. Just for a moment, notice the changes happening in the body as we start to fire up this heated practice, really challenging our physicality, really challenging the mind as well, the ego, trying not to overdo the poses, so working out where the time is for you to stop, for you to modify, and where the times are for you to challenge yourself and to know that it's good to challenge yourself occasionally. So I want you to focus on that as you open the eyes, bring the hands forwards, and then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. As you inhale, rise the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step forwards with the left foot. Inhale, warrior 1, lifting up. Exhale, fix the drishti forwards, press into the feet. Inhale, lift through the hands. Exhale, warrior 2. Staying here just for a couple of breaths. Then straighten out the front leg. Inhale, lean forwards. Really lean as much as you can. Exhale, tip. Utthita Trikonasana. Lifting up through the right hand, down through the left hand. Try not to dump into that left side of your waist. Keep lifting out as you feel the lightness, the buoyancy lifting you up. Press into the right foot to feel the stretch traveling up the right side of the body. Another breath. And as you exhale, release the hands. Step the right foot in as you prepare for Utthita Pavrita Utthita Trikonasana. I will get it right one day. The right hand comes across the left foot for traditional asana. Left hand to your lower back. As you inhale, create the space first. Then start to complicate the pose extraordinarily and include a twist. Release your left hand up. Look up towards the left hand for extra challenge. Scissoring the inner thighs. Breathing steadily. Allowing that breath to steady out any physical challenges here. And then release. Take a big step back with your right foot. Bend into the left leg, so long lunge, and then jump up onto the left knee if you need to as you circle the right hand forwards. Create the line, pausing here, so straight into your extended side, or left hand drops down, the right hand wraps around the back. Add the bind if it's there. Unroll the right shoulder. Look up towards the sky for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Undo the pose. Hands frame that left foot. Step back, high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees, hips to heels, pull forwards. Gliding into upward dog. Gliding into downward facing dog. Really nice. Let's drop back down onto elbows, forearms. Try not to lower the knees if you can. Dolphin pose once again. Bend the knees, tiptoe the feet forwards. Raise the hips as you engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Right leg lifts. Option to stay here, or if you have your upside down craving, you can look forward. Start to just kind of rock onto the tiptoes of the left foot. Maybe there's a little tiny hop there, but keep pressing the ground away. If the feet naturally come up, keep the core locked and engaged. Keep looking down, lifting up through the legs, squeeze the glutes, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change legs. Lift the left leg. Have a little play, rocking forwards. Take a break whenever you need to, guys. Have a little play. Pincha Malasana or Dolphin. You have the time. Be mindful. If you need to use a wall, use a wall. It's all in the shoulders. So the support comes from the body parts grounding you on the floor. So arms, hands, shoulders. Breathing. Nice. Hopefully that's enough time for you all to have had a little play. Release the left foot. Drop the knees. Let's take it into Malasana, child's pose. Stretch the hands forwards. Drop the head down. Take 3 breaths in, child's. Noticing all of this accumulated energy traveling, pulsing through the body. Does it feel nice? And then bring your mind back to the practice. Drop back into this present moment as you stretch your hands towards the top of the yoga mat and start to lift yourself away from the legs, tabletop position. Inhale, exhale, tuck toes, down dog. We're going to take a little play with some bunny hops. So rocket yoga is not complete unless we have a little play with handstands. Now again, if you'd prefer to miss this out, if you've already had enough of being upside down in your dolphin, either stay in a down dog, feel free to take a child's pose, or you can start to have a play with bunny hopping. So we're simply just going to bring the feet a little bit closer than your normal down dog, and we're going to bend into the knees quite deeply. Now what you might want to start doing, and by the way, feel free if you want to start having a play and you're familiar with handstands. If you're not, then you can just bend the knees, and I want you to focus on not taking the shoulders over the hands. So you want to stop the shoulders as soon as they hit the wrists and the hands. And then you're pressing the ground away and elevating the shoulders away from the ears. So there's such a strong base through the hands. The palms are flat, the fingers are really, really spread out. And then just start to jump the hips up. Now, the first time you do this, it might just be more like this, and just getting used to rocking the weight forwards onto the hands. And just take around 10 hops. Then the more that you practice, the more that you can stack the hips up. Now, there's going to be this moment where the knees are down here and the hips are folded, and then you have the strength to lift the hips up over the shoulders, and that's what creates the straight line. And then eventually you can straighten out the legs, do anything fancy with the legs, but just take around 10 hops, have a little upside down playtime. You can use a wall if you're going to use a wall. Just be careful you're not overarching the spine. It's a common thing that we seem to do. So think about all this core action drawing in really to the center of the body, the midline. Just take another couple of goes. I wish I could see you, but I can't. And then come down from your handstand if you're there. And we're going to meet at the back of the mat. So walk the hands back towards the feet. We're going to take the peace fingers around the big toes. Bend the knees. As you inhale, then straighten the legs, straighten the arms, and take the face forwards. Draw in through lower belly, so lift the belly up to spine. Exhale, bow down into a forward fold. Hold it here, 3 breaths. Lengthen out the breaths. Enjoy the stillness. Send the weight perhaps forwards into the toes. Release. As you inhale, without using the arms, keeping a flat back, lift up to standing. Simple, very simple. Inhale, rise the hands up, palms face in, and then lift onto your tiptoes. One straight line, standing at the back of your mat like this. Your feet are hip distance apart, gazing forwards. Try not to let the heels roll in or out. And then shift the weight onto your right toe. So you're on the right ball of the foot. The left foot and leg becomes so light. Maybe you can hover it off the floor just a millimeter for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you then lift the left knee up, stay on the right toes, and then step forwards like it's slow motion. One step. Immediately shift the weight into the left foot. Keep lifting up through the rest of the body. So there's the trick, is staying engaged and activated through the arms, through the torso, through the left leg. Again, balancing on the left toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right knee. Challenge yourself. Keep the drishti forwards. Slow motion step forwards. Take one more on each side. So shift into right foot. Hover left toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift left knee. Place left foot down. Top of the mat. Shift into left foot. Hover right toes. Maybe the arms are starting to ache. That's good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right knee forwards. And then place the right toes down. Inhale. Exhale, float the heels and the hands down. Back down to earth safely. Whew, lovely. Inhale, bend the knees. Take the hands high. Exhale, folding down. Nice and strong. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhale, rise back up, plank. Exhale, knees, hips to heels. Pull the body forwards, floating, gliding, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. You have the option here to either drop the knees and take child's pose for 5 breaths. Or if you still have more inversions in you, you can take tripod headstand, or you can take bound headstand. So bound grip is bringing the hands together and supporting the back of the head. You can take this one, which is quite nice. And again, if you want to use a wall, you can use a wall. If you want to take tripod headstand, hands down, you're creating a kind of equilateral triangle shape with the hands and the head onto the top of the head. Tiptoe the feet forwards. One heel lifts, other heel lifts. Maybe you stay here, maybe you even balance the knees onto the back of the arms. That's quite nice. Maybe you go all the way up into your headstand. Nice. If you want to do something fancy, you can bring the knees down from your headstand, and you're kind of sandwiching the inside of the knees and the thighs to the outer arms. So not knees, triceps, knees, but sandwich the arms and the legs. And then lifting up into crow, if you're here, take something fancy by straightening out the right leg, flexing the foot, and then coming back, maybe dropping back down, using core strength, shooting the legs back up, headstand, other side, knees come down, sandwich something between the arms and the legs, lift up, you're low to the ground, stretch the left leg forwards, flex the toes, bring it back to crow. If you're still with me, going back into headstand. And then releasing from headstand. Whew. It's a nightmare trying to teach and demonstrate the whole thing. Okay, from here, we're all going to meet in a child's pose, allowing the head to drop down. Take a couple of breaths. Well-deserved breaths here in this resting pose. From child's pose, taking the hands forwards as you inhale, rock into tabletop. As you exhale, tuck toes, downward dog. From here, take an inhale, look forwards, lift heels, bend the knees, step or jump through to a seated position, stretching the legs forwards. Inhale, rise the hands up. As you exhale, take the hands behind you, point the toes, lift the hips, rise the hips away from the floor, lift the gaze to the ceiling, breathe and hold, strengthening the posterior chain, the area we quite often forget about in yoga. For 3, for 2, for 1, lower the hips. Bring the body back to stack on top of the hips as you flex the feet. And then inhale, breath, float the hands up. Exhale, breath, Paschimottanasana. So hands stretch forwards. If you have a strap, you can use a strap around the soles of the feet. If you don't have a strap on standby like me, then just bend the knees a little bit closer so you can take the feet. Focus on a flat back. And even if you feel quite flexible in the backs of the legs, using a strap or anything that can replicate this, like a dressing gown strap or a belt, can really help to add a little bit of resistance and feel like a great stretch into the Achilles, into the calves. Keep the chest airing forwards, the back of the neck nice and long. Hold it here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice. Release the strap or whatever you have, the grip, and then inhale, come back up. Exhale, release the hands down. Nice. So we're going to move down towards the floor, so flexing the toes. Inhale, breath, lift the hands. Exhale, breath, a nice gentle forward fold, so kind of floaty forward fold. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower the back towards the floor and take the arms wide. You're going to kind of imagine you're scooping something up from the ground as you lower back, mid back on the ground, but keep the shoulder blades lifted. Then use the core strength to rise back up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, scooping something lovely off the ground. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, forward fold. I don't know what it is you're scooping that's nice, but imagine it's something good. Exhale, scooping it up, lowering down, core strength activated. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Use the breath. Inhale, up. Exhale to the floor. Lower all the way onto your back. Bend the knees. 2 rounds of back bends. First round, you can come into bridge pose. So knees hip distance apart, hands down the sides of the body. Press into the feet. Ground presses back up into the feet. And then rise the hips up. You can stay here and focus on lengthening across the front, the top of the legs, into the psoas, the hip flexors. Or take the hands next to the ears as the elbows turn up to the sky and add Urdhva Dhanurasana. So press the feet, the hands down, lift the body up. Wherever you are, you're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down gently. Allow the whole back to arrive on the ground. Take a breath, inhale. Let it escape through the mouth, exhale. Inhale, arrange the body. Exhale, rise back up, round 2. So again, bridge pose. This time maybe interlacing the hands under the back. Rolling onto shoulders, lifting hips, or coming into Urdhva Dhanurasana. A nice thing to do if you're practicing your deeper back bend, so your wheel position, is take the hands a little bit wider, maybe even off the mat, and this gives your shoulders much more space to open up. You can also put your feet on blocks, which can feel good, or you can have a play with stepping the feet further away And then trying to straighten out the legs. And breathe. So holding it here. That's my alarm to say time is up. So hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good job. Very good job. Landing onto your back. Allow the feet to stay connected with the floor, but the knees to knock in towards each other. So just feeling the lower back fully connected on the ground, taking the hands onto your belly and taking a deep breath down into the hands, breathing in and breathing out. And then taking the knees into the chest and just rocking around here, massaging into your lower spine, using your intuition to work out what you need. If you want to add a twist, take a supine twist or take a happy baby, and just take a couple of breaths in whichever position you feel your body needs to close the practice. If you want to spend more time on your mat, you have the option, always have the option of continuing a practice. There's so much more that we can do in Rocket. That was just the tip of the iceberg. Normally it's around a 2-hour practice, so there'll be a lot more floor work, a lot more arm balances, a lot more flexibility work. So we paced through it, so well done. But yeah, if you want to stay on your mat, you can go into the finishing series. So that would be shoulder stand, plow pose, ear pressure pose. Then you'd come into fish pose, Matsyasana. And then you would take Baddha Padmasana. So you can come into cross legs. I mean, there's so much you can do. I'm not going to bore you with the Sanskrit. So just stay on your back. And once you've taken your twist or your happy baby or your shoulder stand, whatever it is you feel you need, allow yourself to come into a Shavasana. And I don't know about you, but that 45 minutes flew by and we were active for so much of that hopefully this Shavasana feels really well deserved, because it is. So allow the arms to be wide, the legs to be wide, and allow your body to rest. Sometimes, or a lot of the time in yoga, we practice relaxing postures. For me, that's sometimes more challenging because there's more space for my mind and my thoughts to wander around. Whereas when we practice sequences like Rocket or Ashtanga yoga, it's more physically demanding, it's more disciplined, and therefore there is less time to think and more time to cultivate physical awareness, which then leads to mental spaciousness, energetic spaciousness, a feeling of completeness, or of feeling complete, feeling light, feeling relaxed, feeling clearer headed. So hopefully this resonates with you as you lay here in Shavasana, and I urge you to take a little bit longer here in silence without me speaking, to fully close your yoga practice for today. Be mindful with whatever you do next, and thank you so much for sticking through it if you're here. Well done. Have a beautiful day or evening, and see you very soon. Namaste.